Imagine unlocking a secret so powerful that even your worst circumstances would vanish like Houdini himself. But what if I told you that this transformation didn't have to take weeks, months, years? The shift can happen by the end of this video. So only keep watching if you're ready to float on air, free from those circumstances, and begin to draw in who it is and what it is that you want instantly. First of all, you clicked on this video for a reason. So take a big, deep breath in. Fully inhale through your nose. I don't care where you are, how weird it seems. And just exhale and just let it go. Just let it go for the next 10 minutes. The stories, the obsessing, the frantic energy. You've likely been scrolling for hours. You've come from one video to another video to this video. Your body's all crumpled and sad, and it's all in your body, right? The body keeps the score. Just take another big deep breath in and just exhale. Just let it go. Just for 10 minutes, okay? Just let it have a day off, just for the next 10 minutes. And then you can go right back to the panicking, to the stress, but you won't need to after watching this video whole. So now that you're relaxed, now that you're calm, just let it go. Let's talk about those circumstances. Once you have accepted that you are entirely responsible for how that person is showing up in your life, for how that thing happened, for whatever it is that you're facing, you are responsible. You can recognize how fucking powerful you are. And so if you created it, you can uncreate it. With the same obsession, with the same devotion that you created the undesired thing. Neville Goddard said it best. He said, "You must assume the feeling of the fulfillment of the desire until you are possessed by it." And here's the catch. This is what we do. We become possessed by that person not taking us out, that person not texting us, by that money not being in the bank, by whatever desire is you're facing. We become possessed by it and we exacerbate it, blow it up 100 times. You didn't text me, you don't love me, you don't choose me. It's obsessive. We created it, right? And so it's very much like, let's say you're driving to a really important business meeting and you're in your car and then you realize, okay, I've got a flat tire. So you get out of the car, you've got to be there at 3 p.m. and the time is ticking. And instead of fixing that tire, you just stand there looking at the tire longingly, waiting for someone to come out of the air, literally out of the air, and fill this tire up with air. This is what you're doing when you're facing your undesired circumstances and focusing on them longingly, as if you're possessed by them, as if it's final, as if your circumstances are final, as if you can't change what's happened, as if this is it, this is the end, this is never going to change, they're never going to come back, I'm never going to hear from them again. The only thing that's not fixable is death, okay? Everything else we can fix, we can change, just like that. And so how do we begin to rearrange our mind? Neville Goddard said, the rich man, the poor man, the beggar, the thief, they all have the same minds. They just have different arrangements of the mind, which means we're all the same. We're all connected. There's literally no difference. We can change anything if we simply rearrange our mind. So when you decide, the second you decide, okay, this breakup, but I'm going to get them back. From that moment, your 3D is changing. The second that you decide, I'm going to be a millionaire, everything thereafter is leading you to that. The second that you decide, I'm moving to France, I don't know, everything thereafter is leading you to that. So you may say, well, nothing is shifting in my reality, but you have no idea what's unfolding. From the first affirmation that you say, the new story is beginning to be imprinted. From the second that you decide. And so when you start committing to this new story, as if your life depends on it, every single day, showing up for yourself without fail, that new story is only going to grow and grow stronger and stronger until that's all you can remember. And so some tools and techniques to really begin imprinting this new story. Now, The reason why I asked you to breathe at the beginning of this is because breath work, regulating your nervous system, is so important. Look, is it going to manifest for you? Probably not. But if you're frantic every day, I don't know when it's going to happen, I don't know what, you're like that, you're not in any state to receive anything. When you're like this and someone brings you $1 million, what are you going to do? You're going to fuck it up, right? So what you need to be doing is regulating your state, and you can use anything to do that. Ice baths, I love ice baths, the sauna, the gym, Pilates, but breath work, when you work with me, is a non-negotiable for the 30 days that we work together, because I know the power of just simply breathing. You breathe, you can think straight, and then you can do your affirmations, and then you can do your meditations. But if you just jump right into your affirmations, he loves me, he loves me, he loves me, all you can think is, he's with someone else, right? You can't physically see the other possibilities because your mind is so small and crunched up, because that's what you've done. You've created that. Your outside circumstances do not dictate your inner world. This is where we get spit it out. This is where we get mixed up, where we think this has happened, so now I feel this way. No. You thought this way, so you began to feel this way, which attracted this thing or this person showing up that way. So we do the same for what it is that we desire. So when we've stabilized our state, we can begin to tell the new story. Now, you may have 1 to 2 loop affirmations, and every hour on the hour, you can have an alarm on your phone to go off, and you do 10 minutes of affirmations or 5 minutes of affirmations. Another amazing tip is every time you walk through the door, that's your prompt to do 5 affirmations of whatever it is that you're manifesting. I am safe, secure, loved, and adored. Every time you're washing up, that's your prompt to do I am safe, secure, loved, and adored. Every time you're doing your bedtime routine, I'm safe, secure, loved, and you're doing your affirmations, right? That's your prompt. So you can start using everyday objects as your prompt to do the inner work. And here's the thing, when Neville Goddard said to be possessed by it, listen, when I am manifesting something and I'm shifting my mind, rearranging my mind, I am possessed by the new story. I am obsessed with the new story because I'm flipping my thoughts day in and day out. I'm flipping my thoughts from morning to night. I'm obsessed with it because once you do that, you start to see that your mind tries to bully you, and you almost have to be like, put it in its place. Like, you don't get to tell me anything. Like, I'm the god of my reality. I decide what I want, who I want, and when I want it. And so when you are rearranging your thoughts every day, you may be doing this, hundreds of times per day, but gradually when you say what it is that you want, this new story, the old circumstance doesn't even exist in your mind anymore. And another thing is when you're saying specific manifestation affirmations, for example, money affirmations or SP affirmations, he loves me, is obsessed with me, money's obsessed with me, and you only feel the lack, that is an indication you need to work on your self-concept. For example, when I now say money affirmations, which used to be one of my biggest triggers, I literally feel no disbelief. I'm like, oh, of course, it's already done. I don't need to scramble. I don't need to, do anything in the 3D, anything extraordinary. I just know that divine inspiration will flow through me, flow to me. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what to say. I'm phenomenal at everything I do. Like, I just know that it's gonna be okay and I don't have to struggle. So when I say the affirmations, it just makes me feel good. But if you're saying your manifestation affirmations, like, for example, the circumstance, they've broken up with you and the circumstances are awful, and you're saying, he loves me, he loves me, he loves me, listen, stop that, okay? Stop that. You know what you want to be saying? I am chosen, I am cherished, I am one of one, 100% of the time. That's what your homework is. That's what you're doing. You're focusing on you, bringing the attention back to you, being possessed by your concept of yourself, by your new concept of yourself, so that the old can die, so that you can actually thrive in this new story. And so maybe you're journaling, maybe you're saying your affirmations, maybe you're doing meditations, and that all works for you. But the main key is flipping your thoughts, because If you created it, you can uncreate it. And so if you knew that circumstances literally do not matter, that you can change anyone or anything, that you can revive anything, that you can make everything better, that you can turn anything around, would you really be looking out to your 3D like, oh my God, I cannot fix this. This is unfixable. This is where it's a self-concept thing. Like, yes, I am the chosen one. Yes, I get what I want. Yes, I get who I want. And so suddenly this fire isn't that fiery anymore. It's like, I'm the heat, not the 3D, right? I am the fire, not that. I can put out the fire, I can turn on the fire. Like, you begin to see that you're literally the god of your reality. There is nothing else to do. You literally don't have to do anything. Like, this is how powerful it is. And also, when you are shifting to the new story, there's nothing to do. You don't need to reach out to people like I did 300 times. You don't need to scramble, send letters, do this, do that, embarrass yourself. I've done it all for you to learn to not embarrass yourself, to not be desperate, to recognize your worth and love yourself unconditionally so that that cannot affect you. Because suddenly when you start to see this has happened, and you know, hang on a minute, I can change it. I created it. Okay, cool, it's done. It's already done. There's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to say. You do the breath work. You continue flipping your thoughts day in and day out. And listen, if you're in a conversation, it's, no, but he's not coming back. No, but this is never going to happen. No, but I'm never going to have that money. You have to flip it that many times. I don't know how many times I have to explain this to you. You have to flip it to the new story that many times so that the old dies. The gremlin gets smaller and smaller. 10-ton Tess evaporates on your shoulder and you only have a 2-ton Tess, right? And so saying things like, I am the god of my reality, I am the chosen one, I can fix anything or anyone, everything is already solved, there's nothing to forgive, it's already perfect, everything in my life is perfect. Everything in my life is perfect. Comment that down below. Everything in my life is perfect. Right now, everything in my life is perfect with an orange love heart. Guys, if you start saying this, looping this, do you really think that your 3D isn't going to reflect back to you that everything in your life is perfect? You don't need to say specific things because your subconscious knows. Your subconscious knows what perfection looks like to you. You are perfection. Let's start there, right? So once you start to recognize this, once you start to appreciate that there's nothing to change, there's nobody to fix, there's nobody to change, that everything is already perfect, you can start to really embody that brand new state. Like, everything's done. Circumstances literally don't matter. Please, he'll be back tonight. Please, he's blowing up my phone right now. Please, the money is already hit. Please, I'm already a millionaire. Please. Like, you don't need validation from the 3D. You don't need your 3D to reflect anything back to you right now. You just need to uncover, why did you create it in the first place? Why do you think you're so unworthy of beautiful things in the first place? And work on that. And gradually, you'll start to see you can maintain, you can attract, you can sustain beautiful, delicious things over and over and over again. So guys, comment below the shift that has happened for you by watching this video and your new delicious 3D. Write it down below, claim it down below, comment on other people's so you can encourage others to sustain that new story. And I trust this video helped you manifest. You are worthy, you are loved, I love you, and thank you.